Piquen. ¿Así cómo se llama? Okay. ¿Tienes una? Okay. ¿Tú me ayudas con la línea, Luis? ¿Sí? Ok. 0-0. Zero, zero. Side out. 0-0. Side out. 0-0. Zero, zero, zero. Point. One, zero. Side out. 0-1. One serves one. One serves one. Short. Second serve. Point. Two serves one. Short. Second serve. Side out. One serves two. 2 serves 1. Point. 3 serves 1. Point. 4 serves 1. Point. 5 serves 1. Six serves 1. Short. Second serve. One six. One serve 6. Sorry. Six serves 1. Short. Second serve. One serve 6. Six serves 1. Point. 7 serve 1. Side out. 1 serve 7. Seven serve 1. Short. Second serve. One serve 7. Short. Second serve. Thirty-second timeout. Okay. Okay. El saque. Okay.
7-1. 7-1. 7-1. Time. Seven, serve 1. Side out. One, serve 7. Short. Second serve. Okay, bad bounce. Play over. One, serve 7. Seven, serve 1. Eight, serve 1. One serves 8. Eight serves 1. Nine serves 1. Point. Ten serve 1. 10. Yeah. Eleven serves 1. One serve 11. Short. Second serve. 11, serve 1. Twelve, serve 1. Short. Second serve. Short. Okay, 1 serves 12. Point. 2 serves 12. Three serves 12. Point. Timeout. Four 12. 4-12. Okay. The score is 4-12. Serve 4. Serve 12. Serve 4. Serve 12. Serve 4. Thirteen 4. Serve 13. Serve 4. Over. 13-serve 4. Serve 13. Five serve 13. Serve 5. Serve 5. Point. Um, 15-5. Jonathan. Okay. 15-5. $15-5. $16-6-5. 5 serve 16. Point. Six serve 16. Serve 6. Short. Second serve. Serve 6. Serve 17. Play over? Yeah? Okay. 6 serve 17. Serve 6. The ball is broken. Play 6. Point. 18 serve 6. Serve 6. Serve 6. Skip. I call skip. Six serves 20. 7 serve 20. Twenty serve 7. Twenty-one serve 7. Short. Second serve. Um, 7-21. 7 serve 21. Short. Second serve. Point. Eight serve 21. Nine serve 21. Ten serve 21. Time out. Danos, ¿cuántos tiempos son? ¿En qué? ¿Eh? Sí. Fifteen seconds. 11, serve 21. So. 12, serve 21. Short. Second serve. (21) serve 12. Short. Second serve. Woo. 22 serve 12. Slice. (22) serves 12. (23) serves 12. Ok. ¿Le pegó? Sí. Over ball. (23) serve 12. Possible match point, serve 12. Game.
playoff. You got match ball? Okay. Can you hear me? Good. Dave, pick a number between 1 or 2. 1 it is. Okay. This is the 5th place playoff. We have Dave Fink from Tucson, Arizona versus Luis Cordova Jr. from Juarez. 1 game to 25 to win by 2 points. Score is 0, serve 0.
And you heard the score there from our referee as the WPH Race for 8 Final Sunday is underway. This is the 5th place final between Dave Fink and Luis Cordova.
Hand off. 0, serve 0.
Referee is Stephen Cooney. He just lost
Short
the
ball.
9th place final
2nd serve.
against John Iglesias. Missing out on a couple ranking points, but still had a fairly good return to the Race for 8 Professional Tour. Dave Fink, Tucson, Arizona. Luis Cordova, local hometown favorite, lives just down the street here, and this is his home club. He's already scored a couple quickies
No, I've seen it good.
against Dave Fink here.
Point. 1, serve 0.
A side out and now a point. Big setup for Fink. And he puts it away, side out. 1 game to 25, win by 2.
0 serves 1. Point. 1 serves 1. Point. 2 serves 1. Hold on. Sorry.
Luis frustrated with himself, pointing
Scores 2,
his fingers
serves
toward
1.
his brain, telling him to think.
Short ball. 2nd serve.
That's going to be very difficult to get back, and Fink is unable to do so.
Hand off. Scores 1, serves 2.
Another strange, unorthodox
Hand off.
miss there for
Scores 2, serves 1.
Luis.
Point. Scores 3, serves 1. Point. Scores 4, serves 1.
You see that replay there as Fink just slides that ball right down the right wall, and now he's scoring points in bunches here.
Point. 5 serves 1.
This is for 5th place. Big back wall setup has Luis pinned. Dave goes to the right side. Luis knows it, but Dave hits it in the perfect spot, threads the needle.
Timeout. It's your first
gets the
timeout.
point,
Score
and
is 6 serves 1.
Timeout here from Luis Cordova. We appreciate the fact that you tuned in to this live broadcast of the WPH Race 4-8 Professional Handball Tour of 2017 and 18. This is the 7th season. And stop number 1, we're at Rec Atlanta. We were here probably about 5 years ago. I believe that was season 6. That was during the USHA 4-wall master doubles event where we collabed. It was a fun tournament, but a little different this year. Where it's been all about the pros and the locals getting together and doing clinics and a lot of fun off-court stuff as well as I hear. It's one of those real hometown feels for a tournament.
Time. Resuming play, the score is 6 serves 1. Point. 7 serves 1.
After being down 0-1, Dave Fink has scored 7 straight here, looking to make it 8.
Replay.
And that is played over.
Same score, 7 serves 1. Replay.
Ooh, that's tough.
No, it wasn't passing.
Yeah, that was I tend to agree with Fink on that.
Seven serves 1. Point. 8 serves 1. Point. 9 serves 1.
This is a one-game match to 25. You have to win by 2. Dave is just rolling right now. He said he felt great this morning.
30-second timeout.
And there's a 30-second timeout.
There's no 30s? Okay.
30-second timeouts are in the best 2 out of 3 to 15 format, not in the 1 game to 25. There's 3 full timeouts here. Also, on a 30-second timeout, you can't leave the court.
Yep. 30 seconds. Twenty seconds. Ten. Okay, resuming play. The score is 10 serves 1.
Luis is just almost automatic from that revolving door into that right corner.
1 serves 10. Short ball. Second serve.
Now Cordova talking to himself here. Nice pass right there from Dave Fink. Something he couldn't do against Luis's brother yesterday. in the quarterfinals couldn't
10 serves
seem to
1.
pass the ball to get Cordova out of the front court.
You stood directly behind him.
I wish the referees would call that
11
a little bit
serves 1.
more, stating that the player stood behind the other player and put himself out of position. That's why he's not going to give him the replay. You don't see referees standing up to that very often.
Hand off. 1 serves 11.
It's a good serve right there.
Point. 2
That's the first time
serves 11.
Cordova has scored in the last 15 minutes or so. A little bit of congestion, maybe a little bit of contact, but Dave sticks with it, hits that left corner stiletto
11
kill,
serves 2.
left to front, side out, 11-2 is the score here. That should be a big setup for Dave. That was not the best shot you've ever seen Luis hit.
Point. 12 serves 2.
There'll be a 3-minute break at 15, and that might happen sooner than later.
Point. 13 serves 2. Hand off. 2 serves 13. Point. 3 serves 13. Hand off. 13 serves 3.
Dave thought about going down there, but didn't quite pull the trigger.
Hand off. 3 serves 13. Replay. Three serves 13. Short ball, second serve. Thirteen serves 3.
13-3, Dave Fink serving here, going to 25. This is for 5th place. Fink looks really good today, executing his shots where he wasn't doing so yesterday.
14 serves 3.
And since they go into a 3-minute mandatory break when the 15th point is scored.
Serve 14.
So they call that half point.
Point. 4
when
serves
Dave Fink
14.
was serving. 4-13 though. Luis is still in the service box and he's scoring points now.
You seen a slide? I didn't see a slide, so it's a point. 5 serves 14. Replay.
Luis hit that ball right back at himself. Dave had nowhere to
5
go.
serves 14.
5-14 here.
Second serve. Point. 6 serves 14. Second serve. First ball. Okay, resuming play. The score is 6 serves 14. Replay. 6 serves 14.
Little towel timeout here. And a side out. Fink trying to get that last point. Seems to be impossible to do to get that 15th point to force halftime sometimes. Fink had a 14-2 lead. Now sees the margin between his big lead and what Luis had 15 minutes ago. Narrowed just a tad. Can't quite put him away.
Score is 14 serves 6.
4 unanswered points for Luis Cordova here. And Fink's 15th point is now put on hold.
Handoff. 6 serve 14. Serve 6. Point. 3 minutes.
There it is, 15th point finally scored by Dave Fink. 15-6. We'll have the second half coming up in 3 minutes. We want you to stay close for that here. Race for 8 continues. The 5th place final between Luis Cordova and David Fink will be up as the conclusion of that next. And then after that, the men's finals. Stick around. More handball next at racefor8.com. We are back in here for the second half of this men's 5th place final between Dave Fink and Luis Cordova. Cordova gets the first serve here. As Luis Cordova is starting to narrow the gap just a little bit between himself
15.
and Dave Fink. 8-15 is the score here, going to 25, win by 2. Men's finals coming up after this 5th place final.
Hand off. 15 serves 8.
Nice dig right there from Luis. Dave down to one knee. Luis still keeps this rally going. Dave flips the ball to the front. Big setup for Luis. Dave down to one knee. Swings, misses. And a side out. Amazing replay right there as both players really lighting it up. The gallery is able to watch the replay as well on the big screen. It's amazing play.
Score is 8 serves 15. Replay. 8 serves 15.
8-15 here. Is Luis starting to score a few points against Dave. As we're going to welcome in Marcos Chavez into the booth here. Marcos, who took 8th place in this tournament. Marcos.
Hand off.
What's up, Dave?
Welcome to the
15 serves 8.
broadcast booth.
I saw you multitasking. I thought maybe I
was
could help you out a little
trying
bit.
to. I was trying to, and then some of that got disrupted. Players standing in front of me, so I can't take pictures. You know how it is.
Yeah. I would have been here a little earlier, but Mando was getting prepped for his match at the hotel.
Is that massage and fingernails done and all that
Yep.
stuff?
Yeah, Vic gave him a rub down and loosened him up. Coach Vic.
Scores 8 serves 15.
Vic Perez is kind of the team mom. Remember when you're in Little League, you always had that team mom that
Yeah,
bring the bubble gum and get everything coordinated? Well, that's Vic.
Yeah, he finds out where we're going to go eat for the night, and
Point.
we're Team Vic.
9 serves 15.
Less work for us, the better. Well, he's still kind of the rookie of our group. Luis Cordova doing pretty good here right now.
Yet he's got a higher ranking than you.
Point.
Does he?
Yeah, but he
10
still
serves
is the rookie
15.
and still has to carry the bags and all that. Not for long with the way you're playing.
Thank you.
I think you're only just a
Point.
hair away from him, and I'm
11
talking.
serves 15.
You just beat him in this tournament, and I can't wait to see what the rankings look like after this event, because you could pass him.
I think I might have passed him the way he's talking.
Point. 15 serves 11.
We're going to Marie Callender's tonight.
Short ball.
He was like, "You're buying tonight." I said,
Delta,
okay.
go flying Delta Airlines.
Second serve.
You know, the last 2 weeks he didn't really play much, so I
That was a
when-
miss hit.
before Vegas he was playing
And
maybe a
off.
little outdoors, and then Vegas
11
came
serves
and
15.
He couldn't play with scheduling of work, so I can see why he might have been a little off.
Well, they have clubs all
Point.
over California that
12
have
serves 15.
24-hour openings.
ball.
So I'm not buying his excuse.
Second serve.
Yeah.
Set up here for Dave Fink. Down the middle. Little hop on it. Confuses Luis Cordova,
And off.
who started off really slow here. Was
15
down.
serves 12.
He was down 2-14. Luis Cordova was. The score is now 15-12 in
Second
favor of
serve.
Dave Fink. So Dave's only scored one out of the last, 10 points, 11 points?
Yeah. He seems like he's stuck right now. He's going to have to get a point somewhere. Cordova really pushing him around the court. But Fink comes out of that 15-point halftime break saying that he's back, that he felt really good. So I don't know what's going on now. He must not be feeling too hot.
It was going into the corner. It was 50-50. You know, I have to give the benefit of the doubt.
I think that ball was going to make it. I don't
Score
even
is
think it's a
15,
question,
serves
is it?
12.
No, it looked good from here.
I like when the player has a back turn, but they feel from the pain, which way the pain's running, that they go, well,
Yeah.
that ball wouldn't have made it.
Serves 12.
Probably right. I think the player
Short
probably
ball.
would know.
Yeah.
I find it funny in Major League Baseball
Second
when
serve.
a runner is going from home plate to first, and they say that they beat out the throw. As a runner, you can feel when your foot hits the bag, and you can also hear the ball hit the glove, and they're always wrong.
Like
100% of the time wrong.
Like Puig
Yeah.
yesterday.
It's not even close. Yeah, check it. Check
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
17
he
serves
points
12.
he points to the coach saying, check the review.
Yeah, and it's not even
yeah.
close.
And he walks back with his head down.
It's like, out of all the people that would know, it would be you. And why are you telling them to challenge? And there's a timeout being called by Dave Fink here.
It's your first time out. The score is 18 serves
Oh,
12.
he made those 2 points. That was good.
I'm assuming now that you watched a little MLB playoffs last night.
Yeah,
I know that
was
you're a
watching
Dodger
that. I was
fan.
falling asleep too, at the
I
same
know,
time. I was tired last night. But it was a great game with the scoring, the pitching. Arizona wasn't letting up. They kept coming back little by little.
Well, the way they started the game, it looked like Arizona was going to win just based off of that first inning and how Rich Hill looked. And then Dodgers fought back, home field advantage there, and the crowd was going nuts.
Yeah.
And, you know, you and I have been to that ballpark.
Yeah, that was fun.
And that atmosphere was great. But this, I could only imagine just how crazy it must have been yesterday at Chavez Ravine.
Yeah, it was packed that day that we went.
It
too.
was.
And it was really loud.
I couldn't even tell you who played that day. That's how packed it was.
Yeah, the Dodgers
I know the
played.
Dodgers were
Dodgers.
in town.
I think we were having too much fun.
Who did they play?
All you can
Toronto?
eat, remember?
Was it the Blue Jays? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
The pavilions were sitting. All you can eat.
that was
Replay.
great. Don't bring Fat Kevin with you when you go to an all-you-can-eat pavilion.
All of a sudden he forgot about his diet.
We've never seen anybody
18
come back
serves
with
12.
8 nacho chips, and we only had 6 people with
Short
us.
ball.
Got Kevin and TJ yesterday drinking
Second
tamarindo margaritas.
Nice. That should be a setup.
Oh, Dave, right on top of it. You got to put that ball down.
That's a guy that anticipated that power
Yeah.
and turned it right back
19
around and
serves 12.
hit it perfect. 19-12 going to 25, win by 2.
Oh, that was a flop right there. Great recovery.
What was Fink trying to do with that underhand shot? It's like he swung through it and the ball just feathered out of his fingers or went through his fingers
Yeah,
almost.
flopped it a little there.
I think that's one part where Dave could have improved his game over the years, has been more creative up front.
Mm-hmm.
He goes for, that kill shot dead center, and then he's spot on that when it's working, but in a situation where he was right there trying to do that, I think slide the ball down the left wall and he mishit it.
Resuming
I think
play,
he could have done.
scores
He can do a
12,
lot of
serve
things there,
19.
like a punch fist or take pace off, hit it 3 feet high down the right wall.
Yeah, that would help. That would be a good shot. But he has such a great kill from behind
The dotted line,
the
right?
dotted line.
right.
Yeah, side front shots, nice angles. He's really good at that, and he's hitting above his hip. He's swinging above his hip when he shoots those many times. He throws a top spin on it and ball
Point.
stays down.
13 serves 19.
Luis is not going away here. He was once down by 12. Now he's down by 6. He's been as close as 2 since that 12 deficit.
Replay.
Luis could be a little bit more offensive-minded here as well.
Show me the other side. They seem dry. Okay, change your gloves. 2 minutes.
This will be 3 minutes.
And you have to take off 4 sets of gloves.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Well, now with this new ball, I think he's gone down to only one liner instead of 2. I think he was actually 2 gloves, 1 liner, and now he's down to 1 glove, 1 liner.
Well, if the ball was really good, you'd play with no gloves. Tell me about the final here. We have Killian Carroll and your buddy Mando Ortiz. I believe Mondo's a little bit more confident after watching Killian play Sean last night, because Sean had a lot of missed opportunities and still was within just a nice little small run of at least forcing a tiebreaker. And I think a lot of people out here in the gallery felt that Sean should have, or could have won, I should say, not should have, but could have won last night based off of the way he was playing, but then those weird misses that he had that could have given him some points. So I think Mando got some strength off that.
Yeah, I was watching from up top, and I think it landed up being around 13-13 where they tied each other. But Sean had missed a couple of great opportunities to, advance and win the game. But I believe Mando, after that when he played Emmett, started pumping in that service box. I mean, ever since then, in this tournament,
It's been a different Mando.
it's been a different Mando. And I told him just to keep confident and stay focused. And last night he didn't want to go out; he wanted to stay in, and he was just kind of really concentrating. He got up this morning super early. I didn't say anything to him, and he's really pumped for this one. He has a really great chance. I could see Killian. He's been missing a little too.
Right.
He might be a little off. First pro stop of the season. I know he usually takes the whole summer off. So
Resuming play. The score
I
is
think
13
Mando has it in his favor a little here.
Yeah, I think you can say if the same Killian showed up from last night and the same Mando from
Short ball.
what we saw midway through that Peugeot match
Second serve.
shows up, then we've got some fireworks. Doesn't mean that Mando is going to win, but it could be very close.
Yeah, even that first game with the Cordova, he played really good. And
Oh, yeah, right.
that second game he got tired towards the end, but that happens, and I just hope he doesn't get tired in the match.
Well, I don't see how anybody couldn't against Killian, who seems to get every ball back.
All right, Vic Perez leaving.
Well, there goes your team mother. Your team mother's leaving, and
My mom's leaving for the weekend.
when team mom leaves, does that mean you leave as well, or
Oh, no.
you get your packs of bubble gum before she leaves?
He handed us the key. She handed us the key to the car, and off she goes.
Gave you the big purse that's full of all the stuff.
Yeah.
Point. 14 serves 19.
Set up here. He didn't really do much with it, but he kind of got away with that one. Nice shot to Dave.
Hand off. 19 serves 14.
Big setup here. Fink going to go to the right side. Goes over the top. That was a strange bounce off the back wall even. Popped up just a little bit.
Yeah, has a little power on that.
Point.
I've been noticing that with this ball.
14.
It pops up just a little.
Well, on this court, I've seen some crazy pop-ups as
Yeah,
well.
that front
Pop
wall.
up on the front wall and then pop up off the back wall.
Hand off. 14 serves 20.
Luis staying in the game here. He's not giving up.
Hand off.
It's making it hard
20
for Fink.
serves 14.
I think these players get up against Dave Fink. I know that you do, Marcos, when you play, and
Second serve.
a lot of them, know that he's one of the announcers and he's going to be talking about them, and it's sort of like an application, a resume. I'm not saying that that's how you do it when you play him, but I've talked to players saying, hey, I'm going to show him that I'm better than what he said I was when we played, even though I don't think Dave ever slights people in the live broadcast. But
Point. 21 serves
Yeah,
14.
I love playing Dave for a different reason. First of all, he used to be my brother all the time. And then I love trying to beat him,
Point.
of course.
22
And then
serves 14.
have him start yelling. Or it's very just, I love it. I love when he gets upset, starts talking to himself. Reminds me of John Libby back in the days when I used to play him to get prepared to to go qualify.
Timeout. That's your second timeout. Okay. Score is 14, serves 22.
you heard the referee there say timeout, and Dave said that he was going to change his shirt. I don't think the referee's going to disagree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave seems like he's getting tired, so asking for a timeout and a shirt change. So I think that kind of goes in Cordova's advantage, though. Lets him rest as well. Sometimes, you make the wrong timeout calls and. Yeah. I'd like to say hi to Tom Kopp from Owen Gloves. He called this morning wishing luck to Mando Ortiz. Mando really appreciated it. They had a little talk this morning.
Score is 15, serves 22.
Tom always keeping up with us, making sure we're doing well.
Yeah, you're right. I have it down here. Okay, the score is 14, serves 22.
Fink's only one, Emmett's gone.
Can you try to get a hold of Emmett or anybody that's on like Emmett and Vic and just...
Great shot from Fink. Great timeout call.
Hand off. 22, serves 14.
He's only 3 points away from finishing this.
Second serve.
Every time it seems like Fink gets close here, Luis Cordova just starts edging back. Here's a huge setup.
Yeah, Cordova needs to get off 15 right now. Get a few points, at least to get a little run going. To get Dave a little nervous, but that's not going to happen.
That's a crazy shot that Dave has mastered.
Yeah, the Nadal
23,
Right.
serves 14.
kill.
Like you're playing on clay and you're sliding out of bounds.
There you go. Game point here. Match point, I believe.
Point. 24, serves 14.
Wow.
Luis says, not now.
Yeah, he just barely kind of got his hand on that, it seemed like. He'll take it, though, that's for sure. Right now, he's in some trouble. He's got to really pull deep.
Handoff. 14 serves 24.
Dave all over his kills. Not letting him do one thing. Nice pass shot from Dave.
Handoff. 24.
Match
Possible
point.
game point. Serves 14. Point. Game.
Finishes
There it is.
when
Game,
he
guys.
tops it.
Dave Fink wins 5th place. In Atlanta, Georgia, we have the men's final coming up right around the corner. I want to thank you, Marcos, for stepping in. We're going to enjoy that one. I know you'll be courtside as the coach for Armando Ortiz, as Killian, Carroll, and Mando in about 10 minutes from now. Stick around. More action here at racefor8.com.
Ready? I don't want you guys to start.
Dave, can we talk about this as we welcome ourselves into the finals here in Atlanta?
Well, it started off in a strange way as our referee dropped his scorecard and his pencil down into the court. And that delayed it just a little bit. But, yes, it is the men's finals here at the Race for 8.
Killian Carroll, the defending players champion, defending national champion, the current Race for 8 #1, taking on the closest thing he has to a nemesis, Dave. Mando Ortiz, 3-2 in race play against Killian Carroll. And you remember that email from about 3 weeks ago where Mando Ortiz said, y'all better bring it, especially you, Killian. And here he is backing it up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a championship match.
That kind of it blows me away in a lot of ways because
living in Boston, but
he wasn't in the best of shape.
Give it up for Killian Carroll.
And talking to his camp, they said it's kind of funny that he said that he went on a 2-mile run just a week ago, and that was his preparation for this tournament after making those claims. Even Killian Carroll brought that up and laughed to me, saying he went on one run and he thinks he's ready for me. And now they're in the finals, and he has a fairly good chance, I think.
What does that do to Killian? Does that inspire him and motivate him?
Yes.
Okay. Because sometimes you talk trash to people, and it can bring their game down.
0-0.
Not Killian, though, you say?
Not Killian, no.
Okay.
Short.
And the first serve is a short. Killian Carroll, best 2 out of 3 to 15, and the breaker to 15, win by 2.
That's not a good serve against Mando, but Mando does not make him pay. Killian goes with a very safe shot there, Dave. He had the right side open. He pounds the ball right at Killian's feet, or excuse me, Mondo's feet, and he gets the first point of this match. Neither player hitting a good shot in that rally. 7-shot rally. Not a good serve here. And that's what you expect from Mando, who can take the revolving door and
as good as anybody.
1-inch high lasers. Amazing.
0-1.
He seems to do it in bunches. When he's on, he's on.
Dave, you talk about great shot there from Mando, dug up. You talk about guys with similar styles, and Luis Moreno and Robbie McCarthy, maybe these guys to me are very similar.
1-0.
They're both built low to the ground, two-handed power, and they both have great fist returns to serve to the ceiling, and you'll see that shot today.
And I think their serves are very close.
Yes.
Both down the right and left. Mainly down the right. Set up here for Killian.
It's interesting, Dave, talking to Mando this week.
Was that inside or outside? Sorry.
Good shot from Mando, but Mondo's saying, you know, I just can't figure my game out. I'm so up, I'm playing so well, and then all of a sudden I have these lulls. And you saw that yesterday against Emmett and even against Danny, where he went up 7-1 in that second game, cruising, and then he loses 8 of the next 10 points. Emmett had him, you know, 15-7, 12-5. It was the writing was on the wall, but Mando escaped.
Looked like Mando scraped the floor on that serve, and that ball hits Mando as he backs in.
0 serves 1.
You saw his brother Daniel call an avoidable against Sean Lenny last night on that exact same serve. Killian waved him off. Pretty cool slide right there from Mando.
Mando looks really good right now. That's a great bounce pass from Killian Carroll. And against these top players, you cannot use the side walls on those passes unless they're up in front of the foot fault line, because they'll track those down.
Well, he just waited long enough for Mando to get up there. He baited him into it, and then he poked it right behind him.
That was such a great rally, Dave. We didn't see a 1-inch high kill shot, but we saw 4 great shots in a row, starting with a great serve and a perfect return.
0 serves 1.
Great handball. Only 1 point on the scoreboard so far.
I've seen some highlight reels already. Entries.
What a serve.
Point.
Just
See,
an
and
incredible
Killian
serve.
could do that exact same serve, and you'll see it here in this final. But Mondo's been hitting the crack this week, much more than I recall him doing in previous years. That might be his 10th crack of the tournament.
Yeah, he's going for it. And that's a tough shot from Killian. Really, he had no other play because the way his body was positioned, he could not go down the left with any power. And he knows Mando knows he's going
1-1.
there, and he still pulls it off in that corner.
Short ball. That was a nice little reverse there. That ball hugging the
Second serve.
wall as it double bounces. It was short.
This looks like a different Killian Carroll to me today, Dave. More focused, more crisp already, even though he doesn't even really have the lead yet. It seemed like yesterday he
2-1.
coasted and then he pulled away when he had to. Today it looks like he's all business from the very start. And that's the signature Killian Carroll shot. If you were going to ask me what it was, moving out to his left to hit the ball with his right, bending down as low as he possibly can, and then just hitting that kill shot almost in front of himself, but 1 inch high, consistently.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Not locating his serve at all, though. He's anywhere between 6 inches to 2 feet short on that serve to the left so far.
Well, he has plenty of time to practice. It seems like he's in the service box constantly here. Mando goes for the kill.
Poor fundamentals there from Mando. That ball looked like it popped up just slightly off the back wall, and it got up to Mondo's shoulder height. He tried to drill a kill anyway, rushing that shot.
Didn't make the adjustment with his feet.
Sometimes, Dave,
Point.
and that's an ace from Killian, sometimes when that ball pops up, at the last second you have to tell yourself to play it safer because it's not in your sweet spot for the kill.
5 serves 1.
Hard to do when you don't get that many setups against a guy like Killian and you're thinking, this is going to be my only shot. Miss hit there from Mando.
Oh, and there's some contact, and they are going to play that over. And I tell you, I don't believe that Killian would have got that back. But as much as you say that, he still got his hand on it.
Right.
So the referee made the right decision, I believe. It's an unfortunate break for Mando, let's put it that way.
Big setup, and Killian takes the high percentage play down the right wall there.
And that's why a great serve will generate points for you, because that serve handcuffed Mando. He had to go with a punch fist with his offhand, and he hit it not down the middle, but it was certainly to the left quadrant of the court. Huge setup off the back wall. Killian then pins Mando into that left corner and then feels less pressure as he hits his kill shot for another straight point.
Well, it was 0-1 for 5 innings, and now all of a sudden it's been just 5 more innings and 6-1 now for Killian, and Mando takes his first time out. I don't think Mondo's tired unless he has a little bit of that pre-match, early match jitters and maybe waiting for his second win, but I think he's trying to slow down this Killian momentum here with this time
I agree. Now, it's either one of these guys could go on a run like this. It's just based off of a good serve and then how you execute in the rally. And
what you say about some guys, Dave, that they're great front runners, but Killian's a great front runner and he's a great back runner.
Oh, he's
one
of the best back runners. Yeah.
I mean, no situation seems to deflect or demoralize him. You see some guys, Dave, get a lead and they don't really know how to keep the pedal to the metal with that lead, but Killian does. He also knows how to just climb back into matches when he has deficits, and we haven't seen him in a deficit in I'd say since February, or against Paul Brady in March. But we've already discounted that match. So tough, Dave, when Killian's pushing Mando to the backcourt. Even though the ball is coming off the back wall, Mondo's having to run 10 or 12 feet, stop himself, and then try and hit a shot. It's very hard to consistently kill the ball from that.
It's just hard to reverse your momentum. See, a lot of Mondo's shots are just defensive, throwing the hand out. And it takes a shot like that for Mando to get maybe back into a rhythm. And the first opportunity Mondo's had to serve in quite some time is based off of an error from Killian on a back wall setup. That ball just targets off the front wall. Strange bounce.
But Killian pops it to the ceiling. Now here's the big setup for Mando.
Point.
And Mando executes. Killian had a nice setup there. Overhit it.
2 serves 8.
He's going to go for it here. Right down the right wall. Mando can't do anything with it.
Side out.
There's a side out.
You just sense that nothing is being forced by Killian. All of his shots are very much within his
8
comfort
serves 2.
zone. He's not having to force any shots. And it seems like the great ones are always in that position. And yet when you play the great ones, you feel like you have to force everything. Mando, his footwork a little bit off there. He planted his foot a little bit too soon. He got out in front of that. Still a tough shot, a re-kill with his left.
9 serves 2.
Score is 9-2 here.
Wow.
Point.
And this is what happens when you get up 10-2. Able to hit those overhand left. And Dave, I think that's the shot you said Killian hit when you were in there taking pictures
serves
yesterday.
2.
A tomahawk overhand left flat roll.
Then I had to go up to him and ask him why or how is he even practicing that. And then he said, I have to get creative because I don't have anybody to play. So to make the game fun, I'm trying to learn stuff.
Side out.
It's like, well then, uh-oh. Because if he does learn those things, it's going to make him much more difficult.
2 serves 10.
It's going to really take a Killian collapse and a Mando playing out of his mind in order for this to get competitive again. I mean, these rallies are long and it is competitive, but scoreboard's not showing it, and that's a nice left corner kill.
Dave, it's interesting. You talk about how Mondo's left may be better than his right, but when he gets a ball off the back wall in that left quadrant, he takes it with his right if he
3
can.
serves 10.
But isn't that to block Killian?
Maybe.
The fact that he's just comfortable to take it with either hand is sort of enough for me as a viewer. But I think he does it to be strategic with his feet.
10 serves 3.
I don't know if Killian's ever been blocked before. He seems to get around all of that stuff.
Side out.
Killian gets back to the red carpet about as well as anybody.
3 serves 10.
You know, Mando has some great side outs. He's just not getting them when he's serving those points. Strange ending there.
Yeah.
I don't think he had to do a backhand with his right hand.
Ten serves 3. Short. Second serve.
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing. You
And
know,
you
if you're
just
in
see
the
it.
if you're in the Mando camp, you don't want to be thinking this way, but Mando has to outscore Killian 12-2 to win this game.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the odds are not in his favor at
11
this
serves
point.
3. Side out.
There's the sound of the bottom board being struck about 80 miles per
3
hour.
serves 11.
Score is 3-11. We're going to 15. This is the men's finals first game. Mando Ortiz from Norwalk, California, serving against Killian Carroll from County Cork, Ireland, now living in
4 serves 11.
Boston, Massachusetts. 4-11.
Short.
Inside out, that was a great serve, but it was short.
Second serve.
It didn't necessarily have Killian leaning, but it did have him.
Side out.
Did have him a little late getting there.
11 serves 4.
That ball sticks up.
Hold it.
Mando looked like he was playing halfback as he did as a star football player in high school there. Throwing a block.
That's a little sloppy rally there.
Replay.
Killian
11
mishit one of
serves
his
4.
shots that popped up. Mando got it back.
Point.
Tough shot there from Mando. But, Dave, we've seen these guys go high more than I've ever seen these two in a match. The ceiling game is being played right now. Both guys are very proficient at it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to say when you're out in the gallery, you say, well, why don't you slow the ball down, like you mentioned yesterday. Why don't you go to the roof more? Maybe it doesn't, not with Killian.
No.
And Mando plays a pretty good ceiling game himself. Yeah. But Killian has that down. You just don't see him going up there or having to go up there much because his style of play works the way it works. But when he has to go up there, he's just as good as anybody we've seen. I mean, he is a Tony Healy clone in a lot of ways. The game is moving down.
All right, 12
these
serves
days.
4.
12-4.
Great shot.
That should be a setup.
Yeah.
Could have been a screen there.
Oh, and Killian almost with a flying backhanded fist re-kill, but give Mando credit, Dave, for hanging in that rally. Killian hit a great pass to the right. Mando just barely flips it back, and then Killian has a nice look at a kill shot down the right, but Mando picks that one up.
Yeah, it was a backhanded flip that would have been a flat mouse if he would have just got it slightly higher. That ball was coming in flat.
A lot of power there from Mando. And sometimes you play a guy as fast as Killian, and the
12.
best shot may be as hard as you can with hop right at his feet.
Point.
Mando smart, goes over to that left corner.
Those are the kind of rallies
that.
that Mando wants to win.
Yeah, you conserve so much energy here.
But also I think, you know, the longer the rally, the more it benefits Killian.
That's a lot of contact there. No call from the ref, and finally he does call it.
You know, Killian is kind of like a Nadal type where he wants to rally. He wants to have these 20, 30-shot rallies. That works to his advantage.
6 serves 12.
And not that Mando can't play those long rallies, but I think that it's a 70-30 split for Killian if you engage in those long ones. What a get.
Ooh.
And that's the first shot I've seen Killian force.
He went with the Irish whip.
Right.
Might have been the first time I've seen that Irish whip come out of his glove for this match.
And that one wasn't close. Mando was there even if it did make the front wall.
The score's now 7-12. And you see a different Mando here.
Yeah.
More up front.
There's the announcer's curse right there. But remember, Mando down 12-5 against Emmett, came back and won that game. So if he makes those kind of shots, it doesn't matter if it's Killian or anyone else. Those were 1 inch high with both hands.
Yeah, that
couldn't do anything against it.
I'm not sure Killian would allow Mando to kill those, though.
But I'll tell you, if Mando serves the way he did and then follows it up with those 1 inch high kills, he's done it to Brady. He's done it to Killian. 3 wins against Killian in 5 matches.
Here's a setup. He's not able to hit from deep today. He's able to hit up close near the dotted line or the short line, but not from the backcourt where he seemed to have his signature yesterday. Killian's going to have to score a couple points here. There's one of them.
But, Dave, you remember when Mando beat Killian in the semifinals in Tucson and then the semifinals in New York, and he made it look easy.
Right.
Overpowering him, shooting from everywhere. But Killian has obviously made adjustments. He's not allowing that to happen here today. He's dictating the majority of these rallies.
Nice dig, but Mando should put this away, and he hits Killian as he jumped up, and no call from the ref.
Replay.
I still believe that Mando should get the call on that. Based on the fact that Mondo's going to push that ball down the right wall because Killian's on the ground. You shouldn't hit your opponent when they're on the ground.
13 serve 7.
There's a nice shot.
Wow, what a get from
How
Mando.
does he get that ball back?
Amazing.
He shouldn't get that ball back.
And he re-kills it.
Watch where Killian puts this ball on the instant replay, Dave. It's only just a fraction high, and the ball just pops up enough.
And it's hard to hit the sidewall first when you're diving and have enough on the ball to get it to make the front wall. Usually those hit the the sidewall and die
right into the ground. And that was with that open paddle as well.
I think
even makes
Mando
it worse.
puts a little topspin on that so it hits the sidewall and shoots to the front wall. Because you know how many times you've tried that shot, Dave, and
Never makes it.
Right.
It's still rolling.
It feels
on the court.
good.
Yeah.
But it hits the sidewall and it's dead.
Well, he had to have
7,
put some spin on it because there's no way it should have made it. But it did. And now he's back in the service box. And he goes down to that sneaky right.
Point.
And this is the part where Mando says that he feels like he has that mojo where he can be off balance and make those shots.
Yeah.
And he says he just needs to execute the other little stuff. Well, right now he hasn't really executed the little things. Those deep kills and made a couple hand errors. This is a setup.
What a rally.
Point.
Incredible.
Down to one knee, Mando is.
Mondo passed up a fly kill there, hit a 3-ball shot instead. I thought that was going to cost him the point, but he ends up
9-13.
winning it anyway.
Here's that replay, Dave.
Yeah, great
I
shot.
thought he went down to one knee, but it was after the follow-through he reached down. Now we're back into it. Big back wall setup, goes for the kill, misses. And again, he's just not crisp from about that 30-foot line and beyond. But
Didn't
he is
look like
crisp
a-
above that.
Didn't look like a smooth swing there for Mondo.
Looked like a sore arm, actually.
I
That's one
thought
of those.
that he misjudged the ball
13-9.
coming off the back wall, got a little too close to him, and he had to swing more underarm than sidearm. Here's a big setup.
Point.
Mando played all the way to the right that time.
Yeah.
It should be game point now, serves 9.
Game point serves 9.
Wow, what a shot. Amazing shot. And, you know, Dave, Mondo needs to play flawless ball here
9 serves 14.
to force overtime. He needs 5 straight points to force overtime, at least 7 more points to win this game. And, Dave, what's your theory on a player making that loud groan
10
after
serves
he's hit a
14.
shot? Because it's
My
not.
theory?
I mean,
It's not. It means that he mishit it.
Short.
but is that distracting enough for the referee to do something about it?
I think that one that we just saw was, yes. Sometimes if I think it's happening while you're hitting it, I think it's okay, but that one that Mando did lasted until it came off the front wall.
Point.
There's another point for Mando.
I really don't think any lead is safe against
11
Mando
serves
Ortiz
14.
because Mondo's got the two-handed firepower and a great serve.
That ball jumped up off the front wall, and Mando was right there to get it
Yep.
back, and then he puts that one away, and there's another point now.
And now it's Killian who's struggling to put the ball away. Had a couple of good looks in that rally.
Twelve serves 14.
Great shot from
Point.
Mando.
13 to 14 now. I can't believe this.
Was 14-9. Was also
13
12 to
serves
4
14.
in favor of Killian Carroll. Now leads by 1. And he gets it, a slight mishit, but good enough. Now we're
Win by
in
2.
overtime, Dave.
14
5
serves
straight
14.
points now
I
for
can't
Mando.
believe this. This shouldn't be happening.
There's a mistake.
That's going to set up to the right. Goes to the left instead. Mando right there for it. Good return from Mando. And then down to one corner is the kill from Killian Carroll. That is an amazing shot right there.
Thought he missed it when he hit it, but he didn't.
14-14.
Look at that replay. That's an incredible shot. That just over the line. Mando thinks it's short.
Wow, what a shot!
Could a player be called with an avoidable after yelling out to the ref after what they believe is a
Yes,
short?
and that's what I was mentioning. Any kind of audible hinder like that isn't avoidable.
Here it is, 14 to 14 again. I thought I heard Mando lift his hand, say something, and he misses that. And he knows that he had it. That would have given him the 15th point. Went down with the left hand, trying to kill it in the left corner and misses.
14
If
serves
Mando
14.
loses this match, that'll be a shot he thinks about. I can guarantee it.
Wow.
Gosh.
He revolves the door with that left hand.
Yeah.
14 serves 14.
Oh, just missed a crack on that. And Mando now serving to take game number 1. I cannot believe this, Dave. And there was a lot of power on that last shot.
15 serves 14.
I think you're going to see this place erupt if Mando scores one more point.
Hold it, hold it.
Yep, that's going to be played over. Mando did not leave his ground there at all.
15 14.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was it.
And
Mando
that was
knows
not
it.
that was not good
Timeout,
contact
14 serves
or a
15.
good
1
swing.
minute.
Sometimes, Dave, you get a little bit nervous. You sense that that game is just about over, and your feet stop moving.
And who called the timeout there? Was it Mando?
I believe it was Mando Ortiz getting some coaching from Marcos Chavez, and that's helped him in the past, Dave, getting those words of wisdom from Marcos. Killian will go off on his own here during the timeout. He has not changed his expression from before the match started to when he was up 14-9, and now that he's down 14-15.
That's the one, though, that you remember always in these tournaments when you leave and drive home, or, 2 months from now, 6 months, 6 years, you'll always say, I climbed the mountain, but I couldn't hit that last one. And that's actually a couple misses from him here late, but Killian had done the same.
Right, and you have to tell yourself that if you're a player. You miss one, but you say, well, he's missed them too. So
you're back to square one.
Yeah, I mean, if he hadn't missed any, you wouldn't be leading 15-14.
Right.
So it's the best thing to say to yourself as a player, but it's also those can be tough to overcome. There's no question about it.
Well, now Killian serving here still with the deficit.
Killian,
All right.
and now we're going to have a glove change.
2 minutes.
Killian
How are you,
Carroll
Killian?
has not scored in 12 minutes since he got the 14th point and had game pointed at 14-9. Remember, I said Mando needed to score 12 points before Killian scored 3 to win this game, and he's done that. I mean, he hasn't won yet, but he's now forced to overtime. He was down 12-3 in this game.
Yeah.
12-3, playing to 15.
And I said, after you made that claim that he'd have to, I said, that's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually possible. In fact, we saw how possible it was. It was just a shot away from making that come to fruition.
But, like I said, when Mando starts to make his shots, it just doesn't matter. He did it to Emmett yesterday, and the shots he was hitting, it didn't matter who was his opponent because you couldn't get to them. You couldn't defend the serves, and you couldn't pick up those kills. And that's what he started doing here. Mando seems to have a little bit more fire under him when he's playing from behind. Mando was really amped up yesterday. I think to the point where it took away from his game, and today he's much more even-keeled.
More reserved today, and there's definitely a change. He also went in to his hotel early last night and did not go out at all. He also was the first one to get up, and he's taken at least this finals night very serious. But I don't believe at the very first couple nights he did take it as serious.
He did. On Friday night, went out for sushi, went straight back and got his rest. Mando has played dramatically better in every round of this event. First round, he looked terrible. Second round, he was almost out of the tournament. He was literally 1 inch from being knocked out. And then he played pretty well against Danny Cordova last night in the semis, and right now playing. I thought he's played well this whole game. Now, Killian had a great run to jump out to that 12-3 lead. It wasn't so much Mando not playing well.
But you did see a change, a flip of a switch from Mando.
You have to realize these guys are so evenly matched that if Killian can have a 12-3 run, so can Mando.
14 serves 15.
Killian's still going to have to score 3 points to win, no matter what happens.
That's a tall mountain to climb.
A minimum of 3.
Right.
It's going to be a setup here. Mondo's dangerous from that corner, goes for the kill and misses it. Now we're tied.
And Dave, not a good rally there from Mando. 3 minutes and 40 seconds since our last point before Killian scores that because of the timeout and the glove change.
15 serves 15.
That's a long break when you're in overtime.
Now it's Game point, 16 to 15.
Now Mando will need to score 3 minimum
win by
to
2.
win this game. Killian needs just 1.
16 serves 15.
Going to go to the right side. He looked over to the left to fake. He has the open spot. Here goes for it. Mando dives, but dives over it, and the first game goes to Killian Carroll by the score of 17 to 15.
It's Killian Carroll who was unable to score 1 point for 14 minutes, took that 14-9 lead. He comes in after a timeout of 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and he scores 3 points in 40 seconds to win that first game. Mando Ortiz winning yesterday 17-15 in overtime in the quarterfinals, fighting off match point, and now he finds himself losing in overtime. And Dave, the race freight statistics say that when a player loses a game in overtime, he loses 84% of those matches.
Yeah, I would have assumed it was higher. I mean, you're talking about a big needle going into a balloon, it seems.
Yeah.
We'll see if Mando can really turn around some of these emotions of the loss, because, you know, you climb that mountain, it takes a lot of energy to do so.
Yeah.
The next game that you play, you just don't have that same energy.
No, absolutely, and beginning of the game is so important after you've just dropped one in overtime. But if you're Mando, you have to take the positive from that you outscored Killian 12-3 to close out that first game. Now, unfortunately, the 3 you lost were the big ones. You know, they were the ones that cost you the game. But on the scorecard, at least, you have momentum because you've scored, 12 out of 15. What you were doing is clearly working.
Well, we'll see how Mando handles this. I know how most people would, and it never turned out for them to be very positive. I don't even recall one sighting of somebody other than Killian Carroll losing in a first game against Emmett in New Orleans, where he came back to win. And Killian has done that a few times, in fact. He might be the exception of the rule. He doesn't ever seem to be down or up.
We've seen a lot of comebacks in earlier rounds, guys losing the first game and then winning the match. Not so much, though, in the finals.
Right.
Although we did see Killian Carroll, like you said, drop game 1 in February in New Orleans, came back and won that match. And it's strange, Dave, because you'd think if you win game 2, you should have the momentum for the tiebreaker, but it seems like the guy who wins game 1 usually is the one who wins the tiebreaker for some reason.
Right.
It doesn't seem logical, though. I mean, you're speaking to the king of tiebreaker losses. I'm actually the one speaking, but I am that person. So, Killian Carroll just as cool as a cucumber here, Dave. As he's pacing around this club, he always seems to find an area where he's isolated during timeouts. That's part of his routine. Mando Ortiz is sitting courtside. Looks pretty good there, Dave, based on the body language. He does not look too discouraged. He's chatting with Marco Chavez, who's his training partner and coach. It's interesting watching guys between games how they handle those moments. You know, you have 4 minutes, and some guys will just chat with the crowd and make small talk, and other guys will not say anything, and some guys will actually want to talk about the game.
Yeah.
So you have I don't think there's a wrong way to do it. It's really up to the preference of the player, but Mando is chatting away here. I would think talking some strategy. And Dave, Mando had that shot with his left hand to win the game at 15-14, right? From about the dotted line off the back wall, and he just pretty much shanked it 5 feet short of the wall.
And he had Killian behind him.
Right.
He was going down the left wall as well, which is a familiar place for him, and he just hit it in the ground.
Yeah.
And he knew it. It was right after the serve. It was the first strike, and at this point, he was already rolling with this serve and shoot style.
Yeah.
And it was part of his system that just failed for a moment.
Mando serves.
And Dave, that first game, 38 minutes. Pretty long game. And there were, with the exception of that timeout in overtime, there were very few breaks. I don't think we saw the towel on the court. We definitely didn't see any arguing. So it was steady
All right.
play.
0 serve 0.
Yeah, it was just actually really good play.
It was great handball. I mean, just exceptional. High level.
This should be a big setup, and Mando doesn't put it away.
Neither does Killian. Here's a big setup for Killian. This will be put away.
And it isn't. Little contact, no call. Those are great ceiling shots, Dave.
Yes.
I mean,
Perfect.
to have this control. See, I'm okay with that grunt from Mando.
Right.
That was during his
What a
swing.
rally.
Nice dig right there from Killian. Punch back to the front wall. Killian goes up there, and Mando dives in and misses.
Right out.
And the crowd puts their hands together again.
23 shots.
Foul.
Ends with a Mando Ortiz dive. Missed re-kill. Like you said, Dave, great ceiling shots there in that rally. Great defense. Both guys had a couple of looks at kill shots and didn't keep the ball down. But, you know, Dave, when you miss a big kill shot, you're kicking yourself, even weeks later, like you said. But if you look back at the match, how many kill shot opportunities do you actually convert when you get these setups?
Right.
Maybe 40% that you actually get a setup and you
0-0.
you know, hit the ball low enough for it to bounce twice before your opponent can get to it. And I think that's on a good day.
Short.
Even Killian Carroll, who's our #1 player, Dave, we've seen him with a lot of setups. He hasn't missed, but he hasn't put them out of reach either, a lot of them. Big setup here for Mando. No, not the right shot. Mando gets away with it. Mando goes with a fist pass when he has Killian blocked on the left. Hits it right back at Killian, and Killian makes an error.
Short.
Mando not hitting that serve with the same zip. I think he went for a mid-speed
Second serve.
slider.
Well, it was a natural hook. I think he hit too far to the right and short.
I like that mid-level 3-wall return.
That ball jumps up off the back wall, and Killian plays it because he has to.
I didn't think it was a bad bounce.
I thought it was.
No, I thought it was a true one, and Killian
1-0.
just makes the error, I thought.
Short. Second serve.
Wow, that's an impressive shot right there
Yeah,
from Killian.
Coming off of that error on basically the
Right.
same swing, and he makes the correction. Marco Chavez
0-1.
shouting, be aggressive to Mando.
Hold it, hold it.
Killian really struggling to put the ball away right now, Dave. 4 setups in that rally. Unable to
0-1.
hit the ball low enough to win the rally. Big setup here for Mando.
That might have been a miss hit. No, makes a front wall. Mondo's going to go, I thought, down low, but went for the higher shot. These guys both playing a little bit strategic.
It's a setup. Yep. And that's the problem. You try and play that ceiling shot too perfectly and drop it in the left corner. It just checks up into that left wall.
You know, Dave, Mando doesn't just kill the ball.
1-0.
He hits them 1 inch high.
Yes.
It's unbelievable to see how low both of these guys kill the ball.
Mando, to me, Dave, looks like he's in control of this match right now. The way these rallies are playing out. Killian's got the 1-game lead, though, and that's the most important thing right now.
Cut out.
And that took a strange pop-up when it hit the front wall. It was a miss hit.
0-1.
Just like the first game. Feels like one of the players has a lead, but it's only 1-0 and another side out.
But you see Killian with a big setup, and Mando is running to that spot. He's reading his shots,
1-0.
and Killian's shots aren't quite low enough right now. It was a great serve by Killian.
Yet the score's just, that's a huge setup there. Terrible serve. Ball pound, and it's not really, I don't think it's Mondo's fault. The ball jumped up off the front wall.
Well, I thought as soon as he made contact that was coming way off the back wall. He just lifted it a little bit. And you'll notice, Dave, with Mando, when he lifts up when he serves, the ball comes up. Either it comes up way off the back wall or hit it way short. When he stays down through the contact point and keeps his body at the same level, that's when he serves really well. And Dave, Mando twice in the last 4 rallies has tried these soft paddle kills. Those are kind of noontime double shots. I don't think that's a shot you want to pull out against Killian Carroll.
Well, Killian doesn't. He gets to everything.
But
these he really does get to.
Well, these, everybody's going to get to these. You know, I don't think you can kill the ball soft against Killian. If you do, it's going to have to almost be a mouse. And these are shots Mando could easily rip with a full swing, and yet for some reason he's...
Oh, I think he's tired.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
He's trying to do it as easy as he possibly can, try to conserve energy.
Okay.
I mean, he looks tired to me. This is grueling.
Absolutely grueling.
It's a strain emotionally as well.
Yeah.
Two serves 1.
And yet the score is just 2-1. Just another little slight miss. One serves two second game after losing the first one. Mando Ortiz trying to see if he can force this to go into the breaker. He lost the first one 15-17. This is the finals of the men's pro division at our first race stop of season 7 in Atlanta, Georgia. And a nice fadeaway kill shot from Mando Ortiz ties the score at 2.
Two serves 2.
Dave, you heard that grunt from Mando. It sounded like he lost the point.
Yeah.
But that was a winning shot.
Well, he had to fade away, and he guided that ball in. Those usually don't make it to the front wall. And see, that's the same sound. And that one he missed. Killian wants that ball back. Mondo's holding on to it a little long. That annoys me when I'm playing.
There's another Southern Californian who's famous for doing that. Mando is not that person.
Two serves 2. Not out.
These guys are having a shootout here, and who's in the best shape? That's what it's going to come down to. We already know Killian is. So now it comes down to who has
Two serves 2.
enough fumes in the tank.
That's a shot I've seen Mando attempt so many times where he just stops himself as he's running to his right and tries to clip the ball straight back down the right. It's just
3 serves 2.
a very difficult shot to pull off.
Point.
That's a great serve. It's hit so well that it looks like it's a slide, but it doesn't really hit the side wall till very late.
4 serves 2.
And now this is a danger zone for Mando, Dave, who
should take a timeout to get a breather.
5 serves 2.
I was trying to finish your sentence for you. Oh, terrible shot from Mando. He's just completely gassed here. And he has to take a timeout. I mean, why not, Dave? This is... It's a smart
30-second timeout. Score is 6, serves 2.
Mando taking a 30-second. Looks over here at the booth. Puts his hands on his shoulders. Killian should not be allowed to come out of the court here on a 30-second timeout. Mando neither. I mean, it's 30 seconds. I don't know where you can really go in 30 seconds. But
I mean, that's already 15, right? Or more.
10 seconds. All right, scores 6, serves 2. Short. Second serve.
Not a good return there for Mando. And Dave, Mando playing pretty tight there with Killian on that setup.
2, serve 6.
Miss hit there from Mando. But not much you can do from back there, Dave. When you're pushed back to your left, you can't punch that ball to the ceiling. If you just throw the ball up high, that's going to be either a fly kill or a back wall setup.
6, serves 2.
So Mando shot it. I don't think it's that bad of a play.
this is where fitness comes into play here.
And that's
Killian doing those leg exercises, really moving his feet, bouncing all over the court here.
Mando hit 2 of his sort of off-speed paddle shots in this rally.
That's a huge overhit from Mando, and then almost a swing and a miss there from Killian. That was some really tired legs from Mando.
Tough in that back left corner on this court.
2, serve 6.
For the most part, this court has great viewing, but when the ball gets in that back left corner, it's a little bit dicey once it clips that left sidewall and just comes off the back wall. Hard to see.
Serve.
That's a huge overhit, and Mando makes it to the front wall.
But it's 2 terrible shots in a row from Killian, a back wall flub, and then a back wall, you know, he overhits it and gives Mando that big setup.
See, there's another overhit. Both of these guys are overhitting the ball right now.
Yeah.
Second serve.
See what Mando does here on the second serve. Has not been effective hitting this 2-well serve. Really hasn't given him any opportunities.
Appeals, I call it short. One agrees. Both agree.
It's hard to argue against 3 people who saw it the same way. Isn't it, Dave?
I thought it was short.
I clearly saw it short. Yeah. Can you guys get on the top bunk, on the up here, please?
Mando has a protocol for the lines people and the referee.
Side out. Well, I have this I have this line of vision. They can cover it down there. Side out. Score is 6, serves 3. Short.
3 straight shorts. I know you're
Second
into
serve.
stats.
Oh, I love them. Wow.
Wow.
And that's how you fight off what you think is a bad call and a double fault. Revolving door, corner kill.
I'm not sure he really thinks that
3,
that ball
serve 6.
was good. I think there was a reason for that arguing.
You know, sometimes on a second serve, you're just so upset with yourself, and you know that you've hit a double fault. Great shot from Killian, but you just feel you have to blame it on someone. So you take it out on the refs and the line judge when, you know.
6, serves 3.
What a serve from Killian. That's the best serve he's hit in the match. A hard reverse that hugs the left wall. That ball had a right turn signal on it. Like you say, Dave, that was almost a triple bouncer.
7 serves 3.
To the back. Almost the same serve, but Mando reads it.
Mando hits it in a perfect spot.
Not a great ceiling shot there from Killian, who leaves the ball in the middle of the court and gives Mando a full swing, but Mando hits it in the ground. Now
8 serves 3.
finds himself in a precarious position here. Down a game and now down 9-3. And remember, Dave, that first game could have been his. He had the big setup at 15-14, and
he rushed his shot and missed his what was flowing at that moment. But he proved that he's able to do it, but I don't know if you're able to prove that you can do it twice in a match.
Right.
You can do it one time, but climbing the mountain twice. Which just means also behind all of that, you know that if you climb this mountain, you have another mountain to climb because you have a tiebreaker.
9 serves 3.
You know, and that weighs on you too when you're in there.
Yes.
You start thinking about that third game.
Right. And it's hard not to.
Because their mountain is really not one mountain, it's two.
Yes.
Second serve.
Smart, but it just wasn't.
I don't know if it
high
was
enough.
smart.
Well, he knew that Mondo was playing right with him about 38
But
feet
Mando
back.
was running up there as soon as that shot
As soon
was
as
hit.
he saw Killy's hand go up there into the Irish whip, he took off.
Mando has not scored since the double
Second
fault.
serve.
I know he'll play this one safer. That's not a great serve.
Maybe too safe. And
Okay.
Killy missed that one.
Looked like Killian was thinking about a 3-ball shot and changed his mind at the last second.
Short. Second serve.
Killian just hits that so hard with his left hand from 38 feet with a big natural that hops away from Mando.
9 serves 4.
Great shot.
Mando seems like he's fooled on every one of those returns from Killian, too.
Miss hit from Killian. Mando gets there and
Out.
beautiful paddle re-kill.
Oh, now Mondo's starting to pump
4
himself
serve
up
9.
here. 4-9. See Mondo bouncing just a little bit.
Short.
It's different body
Heels, I call it
language
short.
here.
Both agree.
And our line judge's standing now has not changed anything.
Second serve.
Well, he changed our view, being able to watch the match.
Now, I'll tell you, Dave, we've had line judges for every pro match. There has not been one call overturned this weekend. Not one.
Is that good or bad?
I'm just reporting.
serves
I'm not
4.
here to judge.
Short.
I think it says our referees are doing a good job.
Second serve.
Yeah, our ref is doing.
Well, we've got one of the best refs in the business right now, which I know players really appreciate. You've got a guy who's very well respected.
Hold it. Hold it.
Oh, that's so tough.
I think it's
Sorry,
the
Killian.
right call.
And you see
Killian knows it too.
Killian looks up and just almost apologizes.
Hold it. It was over.
I think that is the right call.
Killian played through that strong arm pick foot. The foot pick that Mando held him back just a little bit, and I think that's what caused Killian to have to dive. Referee stopped it before all that happened. Killian played
9
through
serves
it,
4.
and that's why it seemed a little bit more dramatic after that kill shot. 9-4 is the score here.
Point.
Mando just dips that ball in.
This is about what we saw in the first game, where it was Killian Carroll leading
10 serves 4.
12-4. Now
Short. Second serve.
now leads 10-4. Killian Carroll closing in on his 5th race title in his
Point.
last 6 starts.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
I don't think Paul Brady's ever done
11-4.
He did.
Was it 5 out of 6?
I think Paul Brady won 6 in a row at one point. Pretty sure he's got the record. And Killian's left now just on fire. Sometimes, Dave, as a player, you think, I'm not trying hard enough. But, you know, sometimes your guy's just making such great shots, it makes you feel like, why aren't you running for that?
Scores 12, serves 4. 1 minute.
Mando takes a timeout here, Dave. Will he have enough to climb back into the second game? And Dave, as is tradition, we'll be having the rankings.
I already know where this is going. I know where it's going, but I want to hear.
Well, we call it the rankings. We call it the rankings party, where our rankings coordinators, the Cordova brothers, come in and put in the Excel formulas. And Dave, I don't know what to expect, you know, in this.
My big question is Vic Perez. What happens to Vic?
Well, I think the big question is Vic Perez, Emmett Peixote, Marco Chavez.
Well, right.
Which of those three is going to end up in the top 8? The top 3 are going to stay the same. We know that. Even though Luis Moreno didn't play here, he's not going to lose any ground. He will be playing in Tucson, so you'll see him as your number 3 seed. We'll see if Sean Lenning and Luis Cordova, I believe Luis Cordova will stay at number 4 because Sean Lenning was defending the same amount of points he won here. So his points will not go up. Luis Cordova's will go up slightly.
Gloves, Mando? Change him.
Oh, it's a late call from the referee.
Good.
Maybe he was calculating the rankings while he was up there.
Yeah. Dave Munson, who was ranked in the mid-20s coming into this tournament, had an early flight this morning, wasn't expecting to be playing on Sunday, changed his flight for the 17th place playoff final. Now, mind you, the 17th place playoff is for 0.1 points. And he said, hey, I'm tied with 3 other guys at, number 26. I need that 0.1 because that's going to put me ahead of them at the next stop that I attend in the seedings for the qualifier.
Yeah.
So it meant a lot to him, and he was very serious. Played one of the best matches we've seen him play in the race this morning.
That's pretty much the reason why we say that every point matters on the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
I mean, it is sort of a slogan or whatever, but it is true. Every point does matter. In the middle of an extended timeout here that's turned into a complete wardrobe change. I'm kind of surprised that Luis Cordova, who made these players change their gloves, didn't make them take their shirts and change them. Killian's completely soiled.
Well, Luis Cordova played just a half an hour ago, never had to change his shirt or his gloves, still wearing the same shirt. I was also in that match, 4 shirts, 3 pairs of gloves, and I needed more.
But
I just ran out.
My point is that Killian is wet. It doesn't.
Okay.
Your match has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
All right.
Okay.
We're talking about Killian wearing a shirt that's completely wet here. A guy that dives more than anybody on the tour. But he's very concerned about the players' gloves that I didn't even think were wet.
Another long break. That one 3 minutes and 20 seconds and counting.
12 serves 4.
Just 3 points away from the first win of the season going to Killian Carroll. And this is going to be one of those 3.
Well, Dave, you remember in that first game, the 3.5-minute timeout in overtime, Killian comes in and scores 3 quick points in 40 seconds. We just had another 3-minute timeout. Killian gets 1 on the board. Make that not 2. As that's about the easiest shot in the game. Somehow he comes up short. Thought he hit the ace serve. That was an amazing slider down the right wall.
Short.
Mando goes for the head fake there. He had the head fake down perfect, just not the location of the serve.
Well, he's lucky he didn't hit that in the ground.
You're right.
Just gets a hand under it. Oh, that's an avoidable.
Yes. Strange shot from Mando, who had a setup and hits an overhand right back to himself and then creates an avoidable after that shot.
13 serves 4.
Terrible shot there from Mando again.
Hold it.
Mando just not executing here.
Right.
He's completely tired. And you see when he goes in for those shots where he needs to plant his feet, he's just unable to actually stop. He seems to like he's moseying forward. Like he has cement on his legs, and that's a nice little paddle there from Mando.
Four serves 13.
A little extra power from Killian.
And he comes over the top of it to keep the ball from bouncing into the left side wall. If you're Mando, you have to play for the right corner there from Killian. And Killian knew that and went the other way.
13 serves 4. Short.
Killian puts his hand up, not to appeal, but to say that it was short.
Second serve.
Wow.
Unbelievable shot.
Yeah, it really was.
Just when you think he doesn't have any legs, he's able to hit a shot like that.
4 serves 13. Cut out. Timeout. Scores 13, serves 4.
There's
1 minute.
Timeout by Killian Carroll here at 13-4.
Mando says when he puts that yellow jersey on, it gives him power. He's going to need a lot of that power right now, that mojo that comes with the yellow jersey.
Well, since he's put it on, he's actually done fairly well, but unfortunately it's just 2 points away now for Killian Carroll. Yeah. I mean, he needed that power when he came into this second game. Not when you're down 4-13, but this is sort of about that point where in the first game he made that huge surge.
All right, time in. Scores 13, serves 4. Saw it good. He appeals, saw it good, disagrees, disagree.
Wow.
Second serve.
For the first time in this event, the line judges have overturned the referee. Second serve now for Killian. Big setup here. And Killian Carroll with a miss hit. Mando gives him a pretty easy opportunity. And Killian just tips that ball off of his fingers. Mando serving now.
4-13.
4-13. Killian Carroll 2 points from his 5th race rate title in his last 6 starts. And Mando puts a big setup into the ground. Killian Carroll with an amazing return of serve there, but Mando still works his way into that back wall setup.
13 serves 4.
Just is not able to put it away. What a serve there from Killian.
Point.
And Mando was expecting that to reverse into the wall. Instead, Killian comes under it with a natural, and it straightens out. Now match point for Killian Carroll.
Match point serves 4.
And Mando Ortiz with an error, and Killian Carroll is the race for 8-7 stop number 1 Atlanta champion. As he's done many times, wins this event without dropping a game. Came very close to dropping that first game here in the final. Mando Ortiz had game point in the setup, but it was Killian Carroll who comes back after leading 12-4 in game 1. Wins that first game in overtime and really just cruised in game 2, was in control the whole way. And Killian now with a big smile, and he'll be getting the Race for 8 crystal. But every Race for 8 pro aspires to take home every event, and it'll be Killian's. Killian's going to go inside the court here with our play-by-play executive director, Dave Vincent, take some pictures, get his hands on that beautiful Race for 8 crystal. Killian collects his 5th crystal in the last 6 starts. He's our overwhelming Race for 8 number 1, the 2-time defending Players Champion. He won all but 2 of his starts last year. He starts off this season with a win. And we're going to sign off here from Atlanta. For Dave Fink, for Dave Vincent, Chris Garrad, Linda Manning, the E4 team, Recreation ATL, thanks so much for tuning in this weekend from Atlanta. We're going to be back in just about a month from Tucson, the Memorial. It's going to be a great one. You stay tuned to WPHlive.tv for all the handball updates from around the world. Congratulations to Killian Carroll and Mando Ortiz, who also had a great event, and congratulations to all the great players and staff here at this event. This was a great one. We hope to be back. We'll see you soon.